Hi and welcome back to our page. So, you've just opened the letter from CQC and your stomach's dropped. They're proposing to cancel your registration because you've been dormant for 12 months. I know exactly how you're feeling. You've worked so hard to get registered. You're ready to deliver care, but you just haven't secured any clients yet. Now, the CQC is threatening to take it all away. Well, take a deep breath. You've got 28 days to respond. And I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do to fight this. I'm from CareSync Experts, and we've helped a lot of providers in exactly the same situation save their CQC registration. So let's get straight into it. First things first, let's talk about what's actually happening here. The CQC has something called Section 17 of the Health and Social Care Act of 2008. Basically, if you haven't been delivering regulated activity for 12 continuous months, they have the power to cancel your registration. It's not personal, it's just their process. I've sent you what's called a notice of proposal. This is the CQC saying, we're thinking about cancelling your registration, but we're giving you a chance to convince us otherwise. And here's the critical bit. You've got 28 calendar days from the date of the letter to submit your written response. Not working days, calendar days. So, if that letter's dated the 1st of October, your deadline is the 29th of October. No extensions, no excuses. If you miss that deadline, and they'll send you a notice of decision, which means your registration is cancelled. Then you're looking at starting from scratch with a whole new application, which can take months. So let's make sure that doesn't happen. So here's what most people get wrong. They think the CQC just wants to hear excuses or promises. They don't. What the CQC wants to hear is evidence, hard, concrete evidence that shows one of the two things. Number one, you've already started delivering regulated activity, or number two, you're about to start delivering it very, very soon. If you can provide either of those things with proper documentation, you've got a fighting chance. What counts as evidence? Well, if you've managed to secure even one client, and I mean even one, you need to show a signed service contract, a care plan that's been signed by the service user, invoices showing payment for personal care, daily care logs proving you're actually delivering the service, even if it's just a few hours a week with one person. That's enough to prove you're no longer dormant. But here's the reality for most of you watching this. You probably haven't secured a client yet. That's why you're in this situation in the first place. So, if you can't show active delivery, you need to show imminent delivery. This is where you build what I call your evidence bundle. You need to demonstrate to CQC that you're not just sitting around waiting for the phone to ring. You're actively, aggressively pursuing clients. Here's what should go in that bundle. 1. Tender applications. If you've applied for any local authority tenders or framework agreements, include copies of your submissions. Include the tender reference numbers, the date you submitted, and the expected decision. Even if you're still waiting to hear back, it shows you're in the game. 2. Registration with brokerage services. Show evidence that you're registered with your local authority's brokerage portal. Print out your profile, include any correspondence with commissioners, and show them you're on the radar. 3. Marketing activity. I'm talking about screenshots of your websites, your social media posts, flyers you've been distributing, local networking events you've attended, and build a picture of someone who's hustling to get clients. 4. Direct outreach. Have you contacted discharge teams at local hospitals, community social workers, or GP practices? Include copies of those emails or letters. And 5. Any expressions of interest. Even if nothing's been signed, if someone's inquired about your service, if you've done care assessments that are pending, or if you've been in discussions with potential private clients, document all of it. And lastly, your action plan going forward. And this is critical. Don't just tell them what you've been doing, tell them what you're doing next. We've got 3 care assessments scheduled for next week, and we're meeting with the hospital discharge coordinators on the 15th. We've got a tender response due on the 20th. Give them dates, give them specifics, and show them this is real. Now, when you're writing your actual response to the CQC, here's the structure I would recommend. Paragraph 1. Acknowledge receipt of the notice of proposal and state clearly that you're making representations against the proposed cancellation. In paragraph 2, explain your situation honestly. For example, we registered with the intention of delivering personal care services. Whilst we acknowledge we haven't commenced regulated activity yet, this has not been due to lack of effort or intention. In paragraph 3, detail all the evidence you're including. Reference each document. For example, as evidenced in Appendix A, we submitted a tender to any town council on such and such date. And, as shown in Appendix B, we are registered with, etc., etc. In paragraph 4, if you've now secured a client, even if it's literally in the last few days, make this crystal clear. For example, we have now commenced regulated activity. Attached as Appendix X Is our signed service agreement dated, etc., etc. And in paragraph 5, your commitment going forward. We respectively request that the CQC reconsider the proposed cancellation. We remain committed to delivering high quality care and have taken immediate steps to commence/continue regulated activity. Make sure to keep it professional, keep it factual, and don't make it emotional. The CQC doesn't care that you've spent thousands of pounds or that that's your dream. They are about facts and compliance. Now, here's something that works but isn't ideal. Some people call it the pro bono route. If you're really struggling to secure a paying client, consider approaching a local charity, faith group, or community organisation that supports vulnerable adults. Offer to provide a small amount of weekly care to one person as part of a charitable arrangement. Yes, you won't be making money from it, but it gets you out of dormancy. Once you're actively delivering care, the CQC can't cancel you for being dormant. It's not ideal, it's better than losing your registration, however, and having to start from scratch. Just make sure you document everything properly. You still need care plans, risk assessments, all your policies followed to the letter, and this isn't a shortcut around proper care, it's a shortcut to getting your first client. So, you submitted your response within 28 days. What now? The CQC will review everything you've sent. If your evidence is strong enough, they'll withdraw the proposal to cancel, and you're back in business. If, however, they're not convinced, they'll issue a notice of decision to cancel your registration. At that point, you've got another 28 days to appeal the first-tier tribunal. I'll be honest with you, if it gets to that stage, your chances aren't great unless something has significantly changed. The tribunal process is expensive, time-consuming, and you'll probably want legal representation. That's why it's so important to get it right the first time. Look, if you manage to save your registration this time around, don't make the same mistake twice. The CQC expects you to start delivering services pretty quickly after registration. And if you're registering before you've even thought about how to get clients, you're setting yourself up for failure. Here's what you should be doing from day one. Register with every local authority brokerage portal in your area. Apply for framework agreements and tenders religiously. Network with hospital discharge teams, GPs, and social services. Build a proper online presence. Also, consider partnering with existing agencies for subcontracted work. You don't need dozens of clients, you just need to be actively delivering regulated activity. Even if it's just 5 hours a week with one person, that still keeps you compliant. So let me give you the bottom line. If you've received a notice of proposal for dormancy, don't ignore it and don't panic. You've got 28 days to build a proper case, get your evidence together, every tender, every email, every bit of proof that you're actively seeking clients. If you can possibly secure even one client before that deadline, do it. Document everything, write a clear professional response that shows CQC you're serious about delivering care, not just holding on to a registration. And if you need help with any of this, whether it's putting together your evidence bundle, writing your response, or even helping you find that first client, that's what we do at CareSync Experts. Drop us a message or give us a call, we're here to help. Your registration is savable, but only if you act now. Good luck, and we'll see you in the next video.